Well, there we go. Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. Today is Apple Day. Big, big day. Let me turn this one off. There we go. So, made it to Cupertino. I got in the flight came in 6 hours. We had to wait for a little bit because of some problem with the bathroom door. I had to get a mechanic or maintenance guy in there to fix it, so turned in from a 6 hour to a 7 hour sitting in the plane. And then I got to airport, which was fine, and then I had to take a ride in an Uber to get to Aloft Hotel in Santa Clara, I think it is. And that was another 45, it was another ordeal because, let me tell you why, because traffic. Stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, toot, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The time I got here, I was just wore out. 7 hours on the plane, half hour in the airports. Well, 2 hours. It's a long day. It's about a 12-hour day by the time I left, the time I got back to the hotel. And the other thing is the time difference. So when it was 5:30 here, it was 8:30 my time, East Coast time, and I was wiped out. I was completely wiped out. I went to bed at 5:30 last night, 5:30 Pacific Daylight Time, 8:30 what my body was used to. So today is the day. If there's going to be an announcement about a new version of Final Cut, today is most likely the day. I'm not saying there is going to be an announcement. My expectations are still low, but the rest of the time I'm going to enjoy here at the Creative Summit. The hotel is very nice. I have 2 beds in my hotel. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. It's appreciated. The heart. Somebody put a little heart there. And I also want to thank not only my sponsors. Over here we have Hedge, and over here we have Core Melt, but you people are stepping up and buying me coffees, which I really appreciated. I had somebody bought 4 coffees yesterday. Another person bought another coffee. There's a bunch of coffees on there, and I'm going to need them. I got a cup of coffee here, but I haven't been able to find any half and half so far. I have to buy some today. So the deal is this. 9 o'clock this morning, we go to the other hotel, and we have a keynote with iJustine at 9 a.m. Keynote for like 45 minutes or whatever. And then there's some kind of a presentation after that. And then we have a box lunch. FMC, Future Media Conferences, is providing a box lunch for us. At least that's what they said in their email, box lunch. And then after that, we get on the bus at 1 o'clock. Buses, it'll be 2 or 3 buses, depending on how many people are here this year. In the past, it was 2 full buses. It might be 3 full buses, 2.5 buses. And we go to Apple Park. We finally got to Apple Park. We were promised Apple Park in 2018 and 2019. We didn't get there either time. It was changed at the last minute. So when Apple Park, thank you very much for the thumbs up. It's appreciated. I'm reporting live, as I said I was going to, from the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. This is the first one today. It will not be the last one today. This is just the morning before I go down to the hotel. So my expectations have not been raised. They are down where they've been since 2019. I wouldn't mind having them raised. That would be fantastic. I have a couple of comments. Have a great time there. So far, everything is good. So far, everything is good. Hi, Richard Taylor. How are you? I'm excited for the Creative Summit next year. I will come at the Creative Summit for sure. Greetings from Italy. I love Final Cut Pro. There you go. A lover of Final Cut Pro. We got 4 hearts. We got a lot of hearts today. and 8 thumbs up. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That means you appreciate my reporting live from the Creative Summit, as I've been saying I was going to do. This is the first one today. It will not be the last one. This will be a little bit longer because I have complete control of the situation. I am in my hotel room. I am in complete control. When I'm out live with crowds in lobbies, I don't have complete control, so those are going to be shorter. Another comment. Salutes from Bolivia. There you go. Saludos from Bolivia. So I have coffee. I'm going to get another cup down at the hotel shortly. And I went to bed at 5:30 last night. I got up at 12:30 and I was wide awake. 12:30 and I was wide awake. I'm like, what is going on? Well, I know what was going on. Let me pull this up real quick. There we go. I'm going to check the audio. I'm going to check the audio. Check. Check. Okay, I guess the audio is working, and I am going to, let me just do this real quick. Where is that one video that I want? I want to play a video for you. Here we go. Copy. Now let me see if I can paste it into Ecamm. I'm not sure if I can or not. I think I should be able to. Let me see. Video. Let me see if I can paste. Nope, it's not letting me. Let me try this then. Just want to do this real quick. There we go. I'm going to pull this over. Control up arrow. Come on, control up arrow. Put you over there with the... There we go. Nope, that's not it. Control up arrow. I'm not used to... this. Let me see if that's... Nope, that's not it. Ah, heck with it. One more... let me try one more time. I'm trying to find my... Is that it? Yes, there we go. So let me put this up. This is what I did this morning. This is what I was doing this morning. I got up. Aloft Hotel lobby, dining area. This is the difference between East Coast and West Coast time. I'm up at like 1:30, what time is it? 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Because to me, it's the normal time that I get up. So I'm going out for a walk and checking out the local convenience store. It's not very local. Half a mile away. Everything's a long distance away. Although they do have breakfast at 6 a.m. at the Aloft. So that's a bonus, because I get up early. Whatever. I got up early this morning. I went for a walk. I went down to see if we had a... Let me just see if I can find this. Turn that off. Turn that off. I got it. Here we go. Sound source. Yeah, that's the problem. It's a weird little configuration issue I forgot to change. I'm not home, so I don't have all the options of my full setup at the house and everything. So we have another thumbs up. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. It is appreciated. It is appreciated. Hi from the UK. I wish I was in there. Hope you have a really great time. I hope we all, let me just make this a little bit bigger. I hope we all have a really great time, right? Today, I hope there's an announcement from Apple Park. I mean, if there's not, there's not. But if there is, that would be a lot better. So, sneak peek, a release today, Final Cut 10.7. Don't know. My expectations are not high. Haven't been, like I've been saying, for a while. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. I'm going to thank you listeners for the thumbs up and also for going to buymeacoffee.com and they bought some coffees for me while I'm at the summit. Bruce bought 4 and somebody else bought another one and 2 other people have bought coffees. It is appreciated because look, this isn't the only coffee I'm going to be having. I'm going to go down and get a latte down from Pete's down at the hotel room. So I'm expecting to see 2 or 3 big features with a new update. Don't know if there's going to be a new update. Don't get your expectations up. I'm not getting mine up. Let's be surprised if there is an update. If there's not an update, everything's going to be fine. The world's not going to end. Everything's going to be fine. But I'd like to see an update. Not expecting it. I'd like to see it. So I'm using the audio. Somebody mentioned the audio sounds great. Audio is great. I'm using, normally I have a studio mic set up. I have a Sennheiser, no, I have a, what do I have? A TLM 103 at the house with a nice audio interface. Today I'm using my mobile setup, which is Shure MV88. Fantastic microphone. I'm plugged in and using that today, so I'm not using my MacBook Pro speakers like I did at the airport. Hotel is nice. We have to walk to where the presentations are. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. It is appreciated. It is appreciated, and we will. Let me see what else we have here. I gotta adjust my glasses. Greetings. Walking is healthy. It absolutely is. I mean, maybe on December, not today. So in 2018, they debuted Final Cut Pro 10.4.4 at the Creative Summit. Worldwide debut at the Creative Summit. But it didn't come out until December of that year. I got another half hour. Didn't come out until December of that year. If 10.7 isn't quite ready, they certainly could show us what's coming in 10.7 and then release it December, January, whenever they want. My preference, I want to see 10.7 today. I want it released today. That's what I like to have for all you, for everybody, 10.7. Don't know if that's going to happen. Preview, yes. Don't know. There's a distinction between my expectations and what I wish for. My expectations are down here. What I wish for is higher, and the team can raise my expectations for next time. Good morning from Canada. Eugen, is that how you say your name? That's the first time I recall you being here, right? First time? At least the first time you've made a comment. If I'm not mistaken, from Canada. Absolutely, that's fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, I really miss not having two and three screens in the hotel room. But here's the agenda for today. I'm going to go down, get some coffee, my second cup. Might have a light breakfast before 9 o'clock rolls around. I'm going to go to and do some technical things down there while I'm down there. And I'll be recording the lobbies and when people show up and if people want to talk. if you're watching this and you're at the summit and you want to be on one of these live streams, you have to come up to me when I'm filming. Say hi. Just say hi. Say hi to the Final Cut Pro community. If you stay away, I can't film. I'm not going to be filming you. But anyway, I plan on doing another live one of these sometime this morning. This one is in control. I'm in the hotel room. I have complete control. So this one, it can be longer and stuff. But the ones today, the live streams that I do, are going to be short, 5 and 10 minutes perhaps. But I'll be filming the whole time. I'll be filming all the time. Good morning from Brazil. How are you doing from Brazil? The audio from the built-in microphone at the airport was surprisingly good. I am personally using mine for voiceover and screen recordings as I'm doing voice editing. It is good. The MacBook Pro's microphones are phenomenal, especially in a controlled setting. But I brought my Shure MV88 to use with my iPhone. I have 3 different mic setups besides the native one. Plus I have my Lumix S5 Mark II X for shooting in low light situations. It's a full frame camera. I just brought one lens because I don't anticipate using that much. I'm not going to be using it outside. My phone's just too handy. You know, I pull it out and I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to film. Ready to go. Now, if I have more time, I'll set up the microphone. I'll set up a small little handheld thing. I have my gimbal that I'm going to be using is the one I really like is the InstaFlow 360 gimbal. This is the gimbal that I'll be using most of the time. It's pretty compact. It folds down very, very compactly. Oh, this way. Here we go. It folds very compact. It's very compact, very easy to set up. This is what I'll be using a lot of times. It's got a built-in selfie stick. And I'll be recording sometimes on my iPhone into Apple ProRes Log, not all the time. Sometimes I'll be recording internally to the iPhone. Sometimes I'll be recording externally to SSDs. I have a setup for that I brought with me because people, they want to see what it looks like in person. Let me adjust my glasses. When are they going to make the color grade as good as DaVinci? I don't know. DaVinci's got a pretty good head start, don't they? Plus DaVinci is already in Hollywood. If they improve the color, that's fine. I don't know if they're going to compete with DaVinci though. Why don't they impose an NDA limiting one from releasing certain details? Or won't they impose an NDA? I can't say anything about NDAs one way or the other. That's part of the deal. But in the past Final Cut Pro summits, whenever there was an update to Final Cut Pro, they never restricted our ability to talk about it and post on social media. Never. 2016, 17, 18, or 19. Well, 19 there was nothing new, so. They never restricted our ability to talk about an update to Final Cut Pro. If there's an update to Final Cut Pro, they said post on social media, go ahead and talk about it, because 2 times it was a world debut at the Creative Summit, 10.4 and 10.4.4. Worldwide debut was at the Creative Summit. And in 2016, it was the day before the Creative Summit, so effectively the Creative Summit was dominated by Final Cut Pro 10.3. No restrictions. So updates to Final Cut Pro, there hasn't been any restrictions so far. I don't see them showing us 10.7 and saying, shh, you can't talk about it. I think if they show us 10.7 or release 10.7, they will allow us to talk about it. There's other things they might not, but not the release of a new version of Final Cut. So far, that of course can change. I gotta adjust my glasses or I can't see. Say to the Final Cut Pro team that who's going to buy a Mac is because of Final Cut Pro. They have to understand this is not because of Adobe Premiere, because of Final Cut Pro, I think they also can do that. Greetings from Madrid. Fantastic that you're tuning in, Juan. I appreciate it. I have to adjust my glasses because of the way it focuses on the screen at the lower portion. I have tried 3 different prescriptions in here, one for far away, one for room distance, and one for close-up reading books and screen. And when I look at the screen, I have to adjust it because it's blurry otherwise, at least at this setup. The setup at home is different because I have a giant screen and I'm looking a little bit up sometimes. So I've had the hotel room is really nice. Everything is good here. I have 2 beds. I prefer 2 beds when I get a hotel room. I use one of the beds for staging my suitcases and stuff. That's why I like 2. Another one. How is the mood from people attending the summit? I'll let you know this morning. My mood is I am excited. I want to thank Future Media Concepts. I want to thank our sponsors. Over here we have Core Melt, and over here we have Hedge for Video. Both of them are sponsoring my trip, as well as Future Media Concepts. They are as well. Plus, you are by buying me coffees. I've got, in the last couple of days, I got 4 people, 5 people have bought coffees. So that is appreciated. Buymeacoffee.com. Richard Taylor. Let me see if I can turn this down. I'm just adjusting things a little bit different. Here we go. Here we go. This is where you go to buy me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/Richard Taylor. $5, you can buy me a coffee. I'll get a hamburger. I'll get a French fries. I'll call you out when I eat those things. Fantastic. It is appreciated. Been a lot of activity over there recently. Once I get closer and people appreciate what I'm doing. Apple had colors in the Final Cut Studio. If they wanted to compete with Resolve, they would most likely have added more color grading options already. Well, the main thing I want from Final Cut, I want a great, rock-solid, modern NLE. Okay? It's missing some things that I'd like to see. Color is one of the add-on things. I mean, I don't know how difficult it is going from Final Cut to DaVinci. DaVinci is a fantastic color application, right? It's already in Hollywood studios. I like DaVinci Resolve a lot. I haven't used the color application a lot. I don't do that much coloring. I do basic coloring only. I spend most of my time with audio and video. That's what most of my time is spent with. So, do you have a question you want to ask the Final Cut Pro team? We get to ask questions on Wednesday. We don't get to ask questions today. Today, we probably, thank you very much for the thumbs up. Today, we probably get a presentation from the Final Cut Pro team. That's what's happened in the past. So, something new? I hope so. Am I expecting it? My expectations are just down low, but we'll see what happens. I'd like to be surprised. Let me tell you something. We're in the auditorium. They're doing a presentation. If 10.7 comes up on the screen, there's going to be so much applause from the Final Cut Pro crowd. By the way, I want to say hi to all my friends that are here at the Creative Summit. We have our own group. We have a group just for attendees of the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. It is a private group. You can find the group, but you can't see who's in the group, and you can't see the post of the groups. You have to ask to join the group. So you're supposed to be attending the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. And it's just for us to talk amongst ourselves and maybe say, hey, this restaurant was really good. Hey, who wants to take an Uber ride over to this place? Do you want to share it? Things like that. But it's just specifically for this people that are attending the summit. I'm going to say hi to all my people. It's like 60 people in that group so far, something like that, and people get added all the time. I want to say hi to all you this morning. I'll see you shortly down at the Creative Summit, the Hyatt Regency, I think it is, down in Santa Clara. When will new update come, and what's new in updates? We don't know if it's coming. We don't know if there's anything new. Well, we presume it's something new. We could know something this afternoon at 2 o'clock Pacific time, or shortly thereafter. That's when we're going to get a presentation from the Final Cut Pro team, but we'll see. I'm not saying that there's going to be. I am not saying that there's going to be. If I had to bet, I would bet a coffee. Probably, I would say, yeah, I'd bet a coffee that there's going to be something happening today. And let me adjust my glasses. Will there be an updated version of your Final Cut Pro Summit documentary? Well, let me tell you something. Yes, that is continuous because I've been filming since 2016 and I have 30 hours. So yes, there will be a new version of the documentary at some point. Not immediately because there's no reason to do it after the summit's over. But I will be posting videos from the summit. The documentary is a whole different ballgame, but thank you for asking for that. That's on my YouTube channel. One of the reasons I did that is because they haven't done an in-person creative summit for years. Even last year they did the 10-city tour, but it wasn't one city like it is here. So I put the documentary out to say, hey, look, don't forget how good this was. Don't forget how good the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit was in person, one location for 3 days, 4 days in Cupertino. The 10-city tour didn't achieve that, so I wanted to emphasize how good, remind people how good it was. Do you expect a showcase of the Apple Vision Pro? How many of you are interested in the Apple Vision Pro for $3,500? And I'm not really interested in it. I'm just not. The fact that some people are is fine. I understand. It doesn't appeal to me. It's big, goofy, bulbous goggles that you have to wear. And I saw that one of the things they had in one of the showcases was a father talking to his son. The father had the goggles on, and the son was just in the kitchen. No. I'm going to talk. If I have to talk to my relative or somebody, I want to talk to them face to face. So it has limited appeal for me. I'm not paying $3,500, and I'm not going to. I'll wait till they get something perhaps better. That could be part of the presentation. They could have tables set up for us afterwards to put it on. If they do that, I certainly will try it out, but I don't have any problem editing with the mouse and a trackpad as it is. I don't have any problem whatsoever. If I put them on and it's amazing, that maybe will change my mind. I expect they would maybe have some prototypes of those. So we go see a presentation from the Final Cut Pro team, then we go to an Apple demo room to get demonstrations of the latest Final Cut Pro stuff. That's typically what happens. I expect that to follow suit. I'm excited about going to Apple Park, okay? I'm excited about going to Apple Park. This will be the first time I've been there. We've been to Apple Park Gift Center twice. We never got across the street to the actual Apple Park. Today, we are getting to the Apple Park. Thank you very much for the thumbs up, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for buying me coffees. It is appreciated. All the money won't be going to coffee, but some of it will. Some of it will be buying me a cheeseburger and french fries since Mike Yanovich says he's not going to buy me one. He's supposed to, but he didn't buy me one. Steve Martin still owes me one from NAB 2 years ago, I think. Something like that. He's supposed to buy me a cheeseburger, still owes me one. I'm keeping that on the agenda, Steve. Cheeseburger and french fries. What else do we have here? I can't see. So we have this comment, will the new update be on the monthly subscription system? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. That'll be a big no from me. That will be a big no. If they went subscription only, here's the thing. I don't mind small vendors subscriptions. I have lots of small vendor subscriptions. Filmic Pro, thumbs down. When they went $49 for the year, no. There's no way I'm going to do that. There's some other ones. The new VFX has gotten a lot of heat, the new VFX subscription model, because they did some weird things. As a plugin developer, if you want to add a subscription model layer to your customers, don't cram it down their throats. Don't say you do this or you get nothing. That's what the problem is. Give them an option if they can do a subscription or if they want a perpetual license. Do not cram subscriptions down your loyal customers' throats. Your customers is what made your company. Don't forget that, developers. Don't forget that. We understand you have to make money to survive. I prefer buying updates. Same with Final Cut Pro. If Final Cut Pro 11 comes out, no problem buying it over again. If they want to give us a discount for being loyal customers for 12 years, that's great. That's great. Subscriptions, no, if they're the only option. No. If you start out as subscriptions, now that's different than being a paid app for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden pulling the rug out from your customers. Remember, they're your customers. Remember, they make your company. The customers make your company. Don't forget that. That's what these companies are doing. They're just cramming subscriptions down people's throats. Now, the exception being the iPad version of Final Cut and the Logic version. I'm not getting it. I don't have an iPad that'll run it. I can run LumaFusion on my old iPad. I can run LumaFusion on my iPhone. I don't need Final Cut on the iPad. But the model that they chose, first off, Apple should give you the ability to buy it outright. For how many years? Not forever, but for 10 years, 5 years, whatever, for 2 years. Here's what the price is for 2 years if you don't want to pay a subscription. The good thing about Apple's subscription is it's only $4.99, and you can buy it 1 month and then cancel it for a couple months. Come back, buy it again, and then cancel it. Just like when you buy Apple TV, once you buy the month of Apple TV, you can immediately cancel the subscription and you still get the entire month. It just won't automatically bill at the end of the month. I like that model. And the other thing is it's only $4.99. That's the other thing for the Apple version. Let me see these comments here. So to answer your question, the new update would be monthly subscription. I don't think so. That would be a lot of that. If that was the only way you're going to get it, that would be really upset the Final Cut Pro community. I don't see that happening. Question for the time: are they working on better integration between Final Cut Pro and Logic to improve what you can do with audio? I wish they did. I really like the Blackmagic version where you just take one project and go through different tabs and it goes through audio and the color and all that. You don't got to launch different apps and export XMLs and all that crap. It's just smooth right through. I really like that model. Subscription would be a big no for me as well. You would see a lot there would be as much problem as Final Cut, as much crap as Final Cut's been getting for years because of their lack of innovation and keeping up with other modern NLEs. It's not the saying it's not a good app. It's still the first app that I go to when I go to edit. Because part of that's because I am very familiar with it. I've been using it for over 20 years. But it also has some really good things. The magnetic timeline, once you get used to it, is fantastic. It is fantastic. It's hard to get away from that. It's hard to say, well, I like that, but I don't need it in other apps, because you really miss it. There's other things as well. The live skimmer is fantastic. The live skimmer is something else that I really miss. There's a lot of things that I really miss when I edit in DaVinci Resolve. Not so much LumaFusion, because LumaFusion has adopted a lot of Final Cut Pro. So I use Final Cut Pro primarily, Blackmagic Resolve, which is an excellent NLE secondarily, and also secondarily LumaFusion, which is an excellent professional NLE on the iPad, on the iPhone, on Android, and on Chromebooks. Much bigger market than just modern iPads. Our friend Alex Rakulia, everyone wants buyout, event developers, even developers, but the way software is developed on services, this means that the developer will be forced to go pay as you go or subscription only in the mid-near future. Alex, we don't mind reasonable subscriptions, and I don't mind pay as you go. I'd have no problem if Final Cut Pro was free up to 10.4, and then they said, when 10.5 comes out, there's going to be, a cost associated. First off, tell us in advance. Don't just spring it on us. Okay, that's number one. Don't mind helping small developers, Alex. Don't get me wrong. I have lots of subscriptions, but I would prefer buying it, and I get to keep the version that I have if I don't want to upgrade. I get to keep it. It doesn't turn off. The problem with a lot of these subscriptions is if you don't keep paying their monthly fee, the app stops working. That's the Adobe model. You can never stop paying if you want to use Adobe software. You can never stop paying. When you're 99 years old and you just want to do some family videos, you still got to pay a subscription. No. Give me the version, let me buy a version and keep that version that I can use forever with no upgrades. If I want upgrades, I will pay for them. I don't mind, I like paying developers. I want them to keep developing stuff. So your point is well taken, Alex. Ultimedia, our friend from Ultimedia. We're going to have Alex on after the summit talking about one of his new plugins. I agree. Have a great day, dude. Absolutely. I'll try. I'm doing better than I was yesterday. I got energy and stuff. I heard a really great idea from someone here in the chat days ago. What if Apple integrates Motion into Final Cut Pro? Any thoughts? I'd love to see that. I'd like to see Logic introduced, compressor introduced, and Motion introduced. I like the DaVinci Resolve way it works. You don't have to launch different apps. You don't got to do XMLs, imports and exports. It just goes from one tab to the other, to the other, to the other on one project. That's my favorite way. It's a brilliant way of doing it. If Final Cut Pro 11 turns up being a huge upgrade, I will have no problem paying for an upgrade, as I did that between 4 and 7, which I had in the studio version. Yeah, we used to pay for upgrades all the time in the studio version days. Completely agree with you, Richard. Absolutely, Alex. Alex Rakulia, we're going to have him on after we get back from the summit to talk about some of his new cool plugins. Have him back on the show. Ask them no scrolling timeline. They know about that. They know about that for forever. First off, I've heard from reliable sources that there is a scrolling timeline in Final Cut Pro 10. They just haven't turned it on. I've heard from more than one person that has inside information about it. So who in the heck knows? I got an email a long time ago when I first started complaining about the scrolling timeline situation. And the email was from somebody I didn't know at the time that I know now. And he introduced himself and said, at this point, they're not turning on the scrolling timeline just for spite because you complain about it so much. Now that was a long time ago and it's just, just a joke, but whatever it was, I still have the email. But I'm not worried about that. There's plenty of things that we need. We need text-based editing. We need auto captions. We need a roles-based mixer with more audio controls. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. It's appreciated. There's lots of things. People want, people say, oh, I don't want that feature. I don't want them spending time on that feature. I don't want it. Curmudgeon, Final Cut Pro curmudgeon. They're just grumpy old people who think the only thing that's important is what they want. I ignore those people completely. For example, some people want collaboration. Well, right now I won't be using collaboration, but I want you to have it. I want the people that want collaboration to have it. I don't say, oh, I'm not going to use it. I don't want them putting in collaboration. Just ignore those people when they come up with those ridiculous ideas that just because they don't want it, they don't want to see the feature in there. And don't worry about bloat. People say that all the time. Oh, we don't want it to be bloated. It's not going to be bloated. How can it be bloated? There's been hardly any updates for, well, there's been some updates. I go back and look. There are some solid features that we've gotten in 10.6. But it took 3 years to get to 10.5, and when we got 10.5, it was just Apple Silicon native. That was a big disappointment. But it only took 1 year to go from 10.5 to 10.6. 3 years to go to 10.4 to 10.5. 1 year to go from 10.5 to 10.6. So it still averaged out 2 years. Where are we at right now? We're at Final Cut Pro 10.6.10. 2 years since Final Cut Pro 10.6 came out. It's time, regardless of what happens today, it's time for 10.7. It's been 2 years. This is the time frame that it should be out. Any other questions you'd like me to ask the Final Cut Pro team? I'm not sure if I can get to all of them, but I can certainly ask some of them. I'm sure they've heard these questions as well. Q&A is not today. Q&A is Wednesday afternoon, the last session of the Creative Summit. That's when we get to meet with the Final Cut Pro team and ask questions. I'd like to be able to deliver DCP for theatrical release, but that's niche, probably never will happen. Yeah, that's probably pretty niche, and that's not really, I understand people want that. I've needed it myself. I had to make, in my case, I had a theatrical release last April, but the theater did the DCP. I had to send them a ProRes file, and they did the DCP. So that was very, very cool. But there's also some free versions of DCP. I think Resolve does DCP. So we'll have to see if they add that to the share menu. We will have to see. Once again, I want to give a shout out to all the Final Cut Pros in our private Facebook group. There's a lot of them are staying in the Aloft Hotel with me, downstairs, in different floors, and we're all going to be walking or Ubering to the Hyatt Regency Santa Clara. I think that's where the presentations are going to be. The keynote starts at 9 o'clock with iJustine and Nick Haraz from FMC. Then we have some second presentation. I think it's an iPad presentation, so I'll probably skip that. Just maybe stop in for a few minutes. And then after that, we have a box lunch provided by Future Media Concepts conferences. And then after that, 1 o'clock, we get on the bus to go to Apple Park, and then there's a process. They got to check your ID. They got to make sure you're on the list, blah, blah, blah. Then you get into Apple Park, and the presentation's supposed to start at 2 o'clock. Once again, just want to reiterate, most of us do not mind paying. We want to keep on paying developers. We want developers to keep developing plugins. We realize that they have to keep making money. They can't make money once and then that's it. So there's a way to do it without cramming it down your customers' throats. Either a modest price subscription, but give them the option of keeping the version that they have. Don't take the current version away. That's what really makes people angry. That's why I completely abandoned Adobe years ago because of that model. Oh no, you want to edit on Premiere? You can't edit on Premiere unless you pay us for the rest of your life. No, give me the version that I have. Apple's the same way. I mean, Final Cut's been 12 years. We've gotten free updates. Come on. At some point, something's got to happen. But don't cram it down our throats. Don't make that the only option. Let us buy it and pay for upgrades or a subscription, reasonable priced, $4.99 for Final Cut on the iPad is very reasonable. You can get it 1 month, skip it a month, get it 1 month, skip it a month. I would much prefer they give us the option to buy it for $50, $49, for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that. That would be much, much better. I buy apps that I never use just to support the developers sometimes. What do you think? Is anybody else excited about the possibility of seeing a new version of Final Cut Pro? Possibly. Richard, how many hours until the event starts? 9 a.m. Pacific, so it's 5:30, so what is it? 3.5 hours it starts with the keynote. Exactly about the subscription model. Richard, I hope there's a new update. Use the code GreatBlitz if there's new updates. I don't know what the heck that means. DCP is a total mess. It would mean for Apple to get in touch with those who developed DCP-O-Matic, currents, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't see that. That's like it already works at some level. Plus, doesn't Resolve do it? You export an XML from Final Cut Pro to Resolve, even the free version, I think. Or just hire somebody. It depends on what you got. It is a mess. I agree with you. I think Final Cut Pro needs some more sensible updates. First, what do I know? Text-based video editing, for one thing, absolutely. That's good for Alex to say that because he has a plugin that works. Good morning, Richard. Thank you for keeping us posted. Thank you for tuning in, as usual. It's night there. It's morning. It's dark out. It's 5:30 a.m. 5:30 a.m. Hope there's no NDA. I want to hear about the Final Cut Pro team meeting. That's a different story. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. It's appreciated. Wow, we got 14 thumbs up and 4 hearts. Thank you very much. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Thank you very much. Gert says, refreshing every hour until 8 p.m. tonight. Don't wear out your mouse now. Don't wear out your mouse. That's one thing you don't want to be doing. Wearing out your mouse. Oh, we got 15 now. 15 thumbs up. That's fantastic. It's weird because the thumbs up and the hearts that I see here are not necessarily the ones that I see on YouTube or Facebook. Somehow they're different. So I keep saving those. Save. Let me just do that. Save, save, save. Turn that off. So what do you want to see? What do you want to see today? How many people think we're going to see 10.7? I mean, I don't think it's going to be 10.6.11. Could be. Could be 10.6.11 with some features. It's got to have features, not just bug fixes, right? Do you think we're going to get something from the Final Cut Pro team? Let me hear this audience is the best audience of any Final Cut Live broadcast. You are the best audience, you're one of the reasons I keep doing these. You're one of the reasons I keep doing these. Don says, limited expectation for this conference. Me too. I have tempered expectations. Get some rest before the event starts so you have energy for the rest of the day. I've got so much energy right now. I got up at 12, just after midnight last night, went out for a walk. Just went out for midnight and out for a walk. So I'm going to be doing another walk to get down to the place. I got plenty of energy right now. Eric says no update this week. Okay. Garrett says I expect a small update. I think Apple has worked quietly on a NRE version. NRE. I'm not sure what that means. Hopefully 10.7 or 11. Yeah, 11 would be a big deal. 11 would be, I would expect 11 to be, you have to pay for it again, which would be fine. Rogerio says new version. Well, we'll see. 2019, I was expecting 10.5. It didn't happen. I was disappointed, as many of us were. So since then, I said, my expectations are down here. My expectations are down here. But I'd love to have them raised up here. I would love to have them raised up. And who's in control of that? The Final Cut Pro team's in control of that. Let's see what we have here. This is a long one. Richard, I'm in total agreement with your thoughts on paid subscription models and software as a service. I've been using Final Cut since 2002. Tried and used Premiere for a while, and I have recently started to switch to DaVinci Resolve. Catching up to do. Thank you for advocating on our behalf. Absolutely. Do you have any coffee today? Let me tell you, one of the reasons I went out for that walk at midnight, I went to it's a gas station like a 7-Eleven store or High store that has a convenience store mixed in with it. I was looking for half and half. Can't find it anywhere, so I got my with little cream dispensers, which it's not too bad. So this is my first coffee, but I'm going to go down to the Hyatt Regency. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. I'm going down to the Hyatt Regency where the presentations are. They have a Pete's coffee bar down there, which is the best coffee from Washington State. They have lattes and stuff like that. So my second one is going to be down there. Also, just south of there is a Walmart shopping center, Walmart store. So while I'm down there today, when I get back, 5 o'clock or so, I'm going to walk down to Walmart, buy a couple of half and halves, and then walk back or Uber back to the hotel here so I have them for the rest of today and tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday. That's because I like getting up and having a cup of coffee. They have been spending so much time developing their phones that Final Cut Pro has been forgotten. I don't know how that works. I mean, the phone's very important. I know that for a fact. They've also said that the iPad version slowed down production. To me, that's just utter nonsense. Most of us are not going to use the iPad version when we have the powerful Mac version. The iPad version looks cool, but it's not something that I want to downgrade my editing experience by going to the iPad version when I have the Final Cut Pro version. We will definitely get a new update, mark my words. Okay, we'll hold you responsible. Here's waiting anxiously while trying to keep my expectations down. Exactly. My expectations are down, but it doesn't mean I won't be disappointed. Obviously, if we get an update, I will be excited, ecstatic. My expectations are down here, Richard T. Yes, they are. They've been down since 2019. That doesn't mean I won't be ecstatic if we get an update. I get new Vision Pro and edit like Tom Cruise in Minority Report with Final Cut Pro 11. You was stuck with Apple Mouse. Yuck. No. Listen. Tom Cruise, people have been saying this all along. Tom Cruise in Minority Report didn't wear big, goofy glasses, okay? There was no glasses involved. They were just editing in the air. That's completely different than those big glasses. So it's the glasses part. I mean, I don't want to be talking to people wearing glasses. That's a little bit on the creepy side to me. Editing, like I said, if they have demos today and we put them on and I like it, that could change my mind. But I don't want to be social with people with goggles on. Hey, Joe. You're looking at a real person, but you have this barrier in front of you. So the Vision Pro goggles are not like Minority Report, okay? Minority Report had no goggles. Tom Cruise wasn't wearing any goggles. I hope they can only hope the new version with audio mix or something like Fairlight and DaVinci Resolve that would keep you inside Final Cut Pro. That would be phenomenal. Put Logic in there or something else By the way, Logic also needs an update. It's been a while since Logic's had a big update, so if they update Final Cut Pro, maybe Logic will follow. You'll be able to live stream the event or create a vlog about it. Many Final Cut Pro users don't have the opportunity to attend in person. Right, of course. No, I can't live stream the event. Absolutely not. You can't live stream from Apple. I did that one time in 2017. I just went in there and didn't ask. I just started up a live stream and broadcast when they announced 2 million users. I was broadcasting live, but no, they don't want you to do that. They will absolutely not allow that. But I'll be coming up multiple times, short videos when I'm in the field, longer videos like this one when I'm in my hotel where I have the capacity to control things. I can control the audio, I can control the lighting. There's no crowd I have to deal with. So the long ones will be here in my hotel room. The shorter ones will also be happening in the field. I'll be doing 2 or 3 today, probably 2 quick ones, and we'll see how that goes. Tomorrow we'll be doing 1 because they have Expo night. Good morning from the West Coast. Yes, the West Coast kept me all goofed up in my timing, my biological clock. I stayed at the Aloft in Cupertino in 2015. Do they still have a little robot to deliver things to your room? I don't know, Thomas. Our friend Thomas Grove Carter from the UK. I met Thomas in 2016, right? That's when I met you. I don't know. I haven't got any room service. Right there is the future of editing, Eric Emmerich. That right there is the future of editing. Does LumaFusion iPad Pro, that seems to be a more viable alternative to Final Cut Pro and iPad. LumaFusion is on the older iPads. I have an old, 4 years old, 5 years old iPad Air LumaFusion runs on. LumaFusion runs on all my iPhones. Final Cut Pro doesn't run on an iPhone. And to be honest with you, I was doubtful about editing on an iPhone. It's very, very effective. That team at LumaFusion has been phenomenal developing. To be honest, if we don't get something good out of this event, I will be dumping Final Cut Pro, but going over to Adobe. Yeah, I would not be doing that. I'd go to Resolve before I would Adobe. As long as they keep the audio part inside Final Cut Pro, switching with Logic is not good. No, it doesn't. This is the problem. I use Logic all the time. The XML between Final Cut and Logic are not the same version of the XML. Logic doesn't care about the video. All Logic cares about is the audio. That's the problem. They use an older version of the XML. They don't care about things you've done to video. That's the problem. It doesn't work. It's just very, very clunky. All right, another comment here. Can we expect a Hedge coupon code during the summit? I'll ask them. I'll ask them if they want to. I'm going to be interviewing Hedge, since Hedge is one of our sponsors. Hedge is one of our sponsors for getting me to the Creative Summit. So is CoreMelt. I'll be interviewing Roger Bolton as well. I'll be interviewing both of these companies tonight. No, not tonight. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Expo night. Tuesday night is the Expo night. Tonight there's no formal event, so we'll have to see what we're going to be doing. Have to see what we're going to be doing. Thank you very much for the thumbs up, and I got four hearts. That is fantastic. Oh, I got to get my drink over here. So I have to do all kind of weird things. One of the things that I've done this time that I've never done before. I used to go to the store to get half and half for coffee, and I'd get case of bottled water. This time I brought a Brita water pitcher filter, and I just use the water from the tap and filter it through the Brita, so I don't have to worry about carrying those heavy 6-packs, 12 packs of bottled waters anymore. It's worked out very, very well. Let me see what this says. Ask them something hedge is Dutch. There you go. I think I'll have to let you ask that. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Well, we'll see. I would think that they might, some of these vendors, Tuesday night, tomorrow night we have the expo night, a lot of the third-party companies there. In 2019, Black Magic was there at this Apple event. Black Magic was at the Apple event in 2019 because I interviewed him. Ceramonic was there last time. They sell microphones and things. So there's going to be a lot of vendors. That's tomorrow night. So today is Apple event, 2 o'clock or so. We'll be announcing. Listen, pay attention to this YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook, the best place to go is Final Cut Pro Radio TV. Final Cut Pro Radio TV. That's the best place to go. And don't forget, buymeacoffee.com. That's also a way to support me. $5. Buy me a coffee. I've got a lot of activity on there in the last few days. And it's appreciated. Buy me a coffee. I'm going to get a bagel this morning with whatever, toasted bagel with cream cheese or something. I'll let you know that I'm buying it. All right, I think I'm going to head out today. We've been on for a while, and I'm going to come back on with a live stream from the event. Short ones. They're going to be short. It depends on where I can set up. It depends on whether I'm using my phone versus I'm using my MacBook Pro right now. MacBook Pro camera with a Shure MV88 microphone, which is fantastic microphone. It works really, really well for mobile. I use it sometimes for my iPhone. I got different setups I have for today. Depends on what I'm shooting, filming. I'll be filming all day, but I'll get back and stream live. I will come back with one of these longer ones later tonight and or in the morning. I have much more energy in the morning because it's not been a long day for me. We got some few more comments. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. I like filming, scoring, and Logic. It works great. Final Cut and Logic are just the way to go for me. Yes, I agree. I use both of them as well. Go get them, Rich. There you go. Go get them. It's when I first met somebody from the Final Cut Pro team in 2016, first time I met anybody, the person I said, hey, my name's Richard Taylor, and shook his hand. He said, oh, your reputation precedes you. That's because I do a lot of commentary on Final Cut Pro on my website, fcpx.tv. It's still up and running. It's mostly based on like Ken Stone's model. There's some articles, but it's master list of things, links and stuff. But if you want to follow along, there's 2 places you can follow along. My YouTube channel, Richard Taylor TV. Go to my Facebook group, Final Cut Pro, facebook.com/groups/Final Cut Radio TV. Final Cut Radio TV. Public group. It's got over 2,000 members. I post there a lot, more than any place else. You can also go to follow me on Twitter, Richard Taylor TV. And if you're at the Creative Summit, join our private Final Cut Pro Creative Summit 2023 Facebook group. Just do a search for it. You can see the group. You can't see what's in it. You can't see who did post unless you get accepted. I accept everybody if you join in there. If you join in, I'm expecting that you're going to be at the summit, or at least you have an interest in keeping track of what's going on at the summit. But it doesn't look like we're going to be doing many Uber sharings. We may be to some, but there are tips and tricks. I posted some menus on there for some food groups and stuff. So that's it. I'm going to get out of here and get down to where the presentation's going to be. And I am wide awake. I've already showered and brushed my teeth, had my first cup of coffee. I have a 2-mile walk to get to. Thank every one of you for coming on the live stream. Tell your friends. We will be back. I'm going to try to do at least 2 more short live streams from the summit itself. And then we'll do a longer one, especially if 10.7 comes out. If 10.7 is announced or whatever, I will certainly come back and we'll discuss it on a longer live stream later tonight, and we'll also discuss it tomorrow morning. I have much more energy in the morning after I slept all night, of course, but I'll see you again shortly, and I'll be filming all day to add to the documentary. The documentary I have, Final Cut Pro Creative Summit documentary, is already 42 minutes, something like that. I'll add to that with new footage from 2023, but I'll be streaming live, so pay attention to this channel, Final Cut, either if you're on Facebook, Richard Taylor TV, or on YouTube, Richard Taylor TV, on Twitter, Richard Taylor TV, all those places. Join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Final Cut Radio TV. That's the best place. Let's all go down to the lobby. Yes, let's all go down to the lobby. I'm going to head out of here, get myself organized, make sure I have the equipment that I want for today, because I got to pack. One time I can't get back and forth to the hotel very much. It takes too long. It's a long 2-mile walk or $10 Uber ride. All right? Let me just put that up there. Another one. Yes, very good. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, CoreMount. Thanks, Hedge. Thanks, Future Media Concepts. Megan, who's the project manager for this show. And, of course, Ben, who's the owner, Future Media Conferences. Thank you, because without you, this wouldn't happen. Thank Apple as well. All right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you a little bit later today. One more comment. Can't wait for your info. Be safe. Thank you very much. Talk to everybody later. You're the best. You're the reason I keep coming back and doing these. Thank you.